What is up, everybody? We are back. It is your boys, your Brevity boys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's guys, gals, whoever listening. It's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks, but we are back. Big Z, we are here. Say hi to the people.
People, Haley's watching Squid Games right now, and so like if I do this right now because there's an intense part of the show, it's just like there's a beat, and I'm like. It's a new season. The new season just came out, I think. I've never watched the show because it scares me. Just the whole concept of it scares me. But it's a good beat. So I maybe just be like bobbing my head throughout this whole thing. But I'm good. I'm good. I missed you guys. I just had to throw in that fact just in case you like what's going on. I've been good. I missed you though. I missed your face, Fredo. I missed talking to you. I missed your voice. You've been crazy busy with life and All Stars. I can't wait to hear about it. Can't wait for you to tell the people some sick stories. But yeah, I've been good. Just doing whatever I'm doing every single day. So I'm just glad to be back with you guys.
How busy I've been. Like, we've watched every episode of Squid Games for sure. And I had no idea. I had no idea the new season was even out. So
I think it came out like 2 days ago. Or something.
Okay, so I'm not that far behind.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Okay.
She's watching the first episode, I think, or second. I don't know. But I refuse to watch it. I don't like it.
It has been insane. I told the people before the like our last podcast that both my sons made All Stars. When I said that line, I thought there'd be some like semblance of like normalcy, but it was crazy. Monday through Saturday, Monday through Sunday, just baseball. And it has not stopped. So finally last week, unfortunately, Grayson's team actually they lost 2 in a row, so they're done. It was like bittersweet, you know what I mean? Like watching like what he went through and everything, but at the same time, like in my mind, it was like, okay, that's one less thing I need to do, because summer is my busy season, right? Like summer is when I get going. So like I've been fielding calls, I've been fielding customers, I've been just the whole 9 yards on the work end, and then on top of that, I coach my older son's team. I help coach his all-star team. I managed this last weekend for him because the usual manager, my good buddy DJ, was gone. So it just doesn't stop, man. But at the end of the day, like even Danielle and I were talking about it. Like obviously I missed this podcast, and we've told you guys, like, look, we're the Brevity dads. We love you. We're here for you. We are going to keep coming for you. We're not going anywhere. Having said that, like that fatherhood priority it's completely there. And so the idea that like, if I had a night where it's like, finally, I hadn't talked to D, like literally I'm coaching, from 4 to 6 every single night, and then also dealing with parents, dealing with kids, all these different things. And so, get to maybe a Sunday night and be like, I could jump on this podcast, but also I could like spend some time for the first time this week, some quality time with Danielle. There wasn't a choice to be made. And so I guess all that to say, like, I encourage dudes, like, make that time, like if you're sitting here and you're like, whether it's for you or your wife or your girlfriend or maybe just a best friend, like a dude friend who reaches out to you, make that time. I was listening to a really good podcast while I was doing polls on Friday. And one of the good things that the guy mentioned was like, a lot of guys especially will sort of like get to this moment where they like look up and they're like, I don't have any friends. I don't have any close friends. Like what happened? Whether that be, again, whether it is a spouse, like a good friend who's a spouse or a friend, whatever that is, like whatever walk of life you're in, this is for everybody, especially as guys. And it was this like just this notion of like, it's so easy to just get swallowed by work or swallowed by whatever's happening. And we just give our 100%. And then all of a sudden we come up for a breath of air and it's like, I have a free night. I'd love to invite somebody out to a bar or like somebody out to dinner or like whatever it is. And all your buddies are like, dude, we're busy. Like, and we haven't heard from you in months. Right. Like we hit you up, you didn't answer. Like it's good to hear from you, but like, I don't have time. So all that to say, like, make that time, like be cognizant of the people that are in your life that are so important and make sure that you're making time for that stuff. And so unfortunately, if anything has to go, we mentioned it before, this is sort of our fun hangout. Right. This is like Big Z and I. We do this. We love to say we do it for everybody else, but like we love hanging out. He's one of my very best friends. He's one of the best guys I know, and so we love to do this. But in the off chance that we don't have time, it's like hey man, what about, I think several times we're like, what about Tuesday? And then you're like, I have something Tuesday. And I was like, okay, what
Right.
about, and then you would be like, what about Wednesday? And you'd be like, I'm coaching Wednesday. And you'd be like, I'd be like, what about Thursday? And you'd be like, I have a meeting Thursday. And so just, it never
I
stopped. It never
I
stopped.
do think though, historically, summer's just been hard for us
It's so
anyways.
hard.
You know, once fall comes and winter, and we'll be weekly or bi-weekly at the very least
100%.
again. But yeah, I think All Stars, it's big. It's big. And like you said, you have to make that time, man. It's really important. Like right now, like Haley and I are like both like in that weird point in our lives where like we're one of the first ones in our friend groups that have like had kids. And
Yeah.
so like we're starting to get that like, like, oh, like I wonder what they're doing. Oh, they're probably like out, right now. Like or they'll
Yeah.
what, oh no, they're because they don't have like they're just not on the same level. So I think there's like that we're going through like that transition and all that stuff. So when you do get that time with someone or you like find a couple that is going through what we're going through or has got like UND, like, well, you're now going through it again, but it's really important just to like stick with those people and just be with them and commune with them like it's same walk of life because it's so helpful. But that's just life
Yeah.
though, that happens. You just have to learn how to adapt and transition. But yeah, it's I can't wait to be more regular basis with you again. But it's summer.
Summer's
It's what
tough.
happens. It's what
Summer is
happens.
so hard. Like fall
Yeah.
and spring is busy, but it's like
Yeah.
it's almost easier because like we know where we have to be. Whereas like in summer, like you
Right.
finally get a day, it's like let's go to the beach, let's go here, let's go do that. Like the kids don't
Yeah.
have school, let's
Right.
whereas
Yeah.
the spring, it's like, hey guys, you got to be in bed by 7 o'clock anyway, or 8 o'clock on a
Exactly.
Sunday because we have school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
they're like, well, I don't have school. Like, can I just stay up for a little bit? It's like, yeah, you can. Like,
Yeah.
that's not
Sure.
an
Yeah.
issue.
We
Like,
watch a movie, play video game. Yeah. For sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Talking about summer. I took a little paternity leave.
There
So
you go.
Fredo and we hung out. I took Oliver over there at the beginning of June. And
Was that after our last podcast?
maybe it was 4 weeks. I don't know, but so that was like
Yeah,
that was the first day of my paternity leave, and so we went had sushi, hung out at the house a little bit.
that's right.
But it's crazy when you take work out of the equation. You're like, oh yeah, like I don't have to work. This is great. Like my schedule is freed up, and then it's like, no, it's not like you're taking paternity leave like to go be with the fam, and so we made sure that we filled out that schedule as much as possible.
Yeah,
It was really fun, man. We went to the San Diego Zoo. I've never been to the San Diego Zoo, so I'm not sure if you've been there.
yeah, of course.
But it's yeah, I know you're a big SeaWorld guy, so it's near there, and it was a blast, dude. The very hilly, so much walking.
So many hills, so
Yeah,
many hills.
so many, but it was dope, dude. Like Oliver loved it. Like I love seeing the bears and like the tigers and like all those monkeys and like orangutans. Like that was my favorite. I think Oliver, like Haley and I's favorite was the orangutan exhibit because they were just very interactive with us. They were
Yeah,
like at the window. They were like scratching their armpits. Like they were putting on like a show for us. It was really cool. But that was like our first big outing with Cosette and Oliver at the same time. So like we left at 7 a.m. We got there around 8:30. We stayed probably till 4 and we came back. And so it was long, but we did it. And yeah, we survived. But it was really cool. Oliver like won't stop talking about it. But every day during the paternity leave, it was a couple weeks, we made it a point, like, let's go do something. Like whether it's there's like a local petting zoo near us, or like we're gonna go to the park, we're gonna have like a picnic, we're gonna do this or do that. And so like you're just like constantly you wake up, you start doing the thing, and then all of a sudden it's like it's dinner time, and
yeah,
it just went by so fast, and I like we were just so tired, but it was so cool, like just being with the family. My work turned off my emails. It's like they're like, no, you're on leave. Like we don't want you to say that we were pinging you while you were off. And so that was nice. Like my phone wasn't just constantly going off with work stuff, and so I was really able to focus on the family. And so that was really neat. Like I didn't experience that in a while. I had time off in a long time. Besides like when Cosette was born, but that's just a whole different thing.
yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. It was a really fun time, and now I'm back at work. More normalized schedule, but yeah, it was definitely enjoyable for sure, man. It's good.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You know what? That is so important. Like getting out to the park and just like watching the kids be like silly. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
they like, I remember Jaden was like, when we'd look away, he was so like head heavy that like if we looked away, his head would just like slowly like lean forward on the slide and we're like, wait. Like he would just like tip over, dude.
What are you
Like
doing, dude?
he would just
Yeah.
dip right over. It's like, dude, come
Yeah.
on, it's a slide. But
Yeah,
he was my
man.
first, so you know, you'd forget what you were able to do, right? Like you're like,
Oh, I
oh boy.
know.
And then when
I
Grayson
know.
came around, I was like, oh wait, I gotta watch his head because he's gonna tip. It's not gonna be good. But
I
it's
know.
even more insane because like Arwen is so much smarter than they were, like at their age. Like she is so cognizant of her surroundings.
Right.
The boys could like run off, and I could sort of like, okay, I'm gonna go, you know, do some, you know, whatever it is. I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna sit on my phone for 10 minutes while they're playing and just like hang out and have fun and like just like relax, maybe tune out for like 2 minutes. Arwen is like on it. Like we go to the park, she's like, "You're not looking at me," and I can smell it. I can smell that you're not looking at me. How
Oh, yeah.
dare you? Lock in, Dad. And she just totally gets my attention. But it's definitely the insane difference. Yeah, dude. Over here, literally, I said it. It's literally just been baseball.
Yeah, man.
Watching it get like kicked off. We went to do the pickups. I think the last time we talked on our podcast, we were talking about like doing pickups and like getting it going. So practices. Grace's team is already out. Jaden's team has one loss, and so that has been extra. Last year, right, his team never lost until sections, and so that is the second tournament. And so we only had to play 4 games to get the first tournament done. And now this tournament, he lost game one right off the bat. His team went down 6-2, very competitive game, much more close than 6-2. There's a couple like really key errors that our team made. And so because of that now, we've already played 5 games. And so they've got a ton of wins under their belt.
4-1.
They're just
Yeah,
rolling.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So now they play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like just back to back to back. So
Oh my
that's what we're
gosh.
doing. It's going to be insane. Hopefully they play that many days, or
So
they could lose.
so
So
if you lose, you go home.
lose and go home. That's it.
Okay, but if you win, you
That's
keep
it.
going.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I think, dude, you know what though? I will say this, and like, you know, like obviously we like to be fun and funny, like it's our sort of our thing. But I will say this: it's I do appreciate that about All Stars is sort of this like pushing them in sort of the sense of like a loving family, right? Of like that first, like I don't know what the word would be, just like that first issue or that first hard point or that first collision, if you will, of like when they lose a game, right? Like, because like so much of life is like, I try to be like, I'm harder on my kids than most probably, but like when Jaden looks at me, he's like, Dad, can I buy this game? It's like, yeah, well, like let's talk about it. Like how much is it? Whatever it is. Like if we end up probably getting the game or whatever. It's like they're like the boys are spoiled. You know what it is what it is. And so, but like this first idea of like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing your mom can do. There's nothing anyone that you lost and now you're out. Like there's no participation trophy in All Stars. Like you lost, you're out. There's no glory in this. It's just you're just out. And so Grayson had his first run in with that, and I like literally, a lot of course, I consult him, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, like it's okay, you're fine. We still love you." Of course, that's stuff. But I also was like, "Hey, all those times when me and your brother are working in the backyard, and like, well, I'll ask you, like, hey, do you want to do grounders?" He's like, "No." Like, do you want to go hit? Like, no, I'm good, Dad. It's like right now, this moment, like how you feel right now, this failure, right? Because that's what it is ultimately this was birthed from those moments, right? Like if you put in the work, at least you can look and say, I did everything I could do. Like, can you look at me and say that? And he's like, no. I was like, okay, well, there you go. Like remember this feeling right now and let's work towards next year. Let's flush it. This doesn't define you. Failure doesn't define you. Because the only time you fail is when you quit. You're not going to quit, right? He's like, no, I still love baseball. So literally the next day we are outside and he was like, Dad, let's hit grounders. He's been consistent with it. He's already talking about next year and what that might look like. So it was just this really cool moment sort of like where it's almost like built in where you don't have to like just teach the failure,
Right.
just playing tricks,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And so like it was built in. So it was sort of it was a sad moment, but it was a cool moment. And obviously they're going to be back. They're 10. He was playing in the
Yeah.
pool like an hour later.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you and I were talking like that night because I think we planned to talk or do this that night, and then you're like, no, he lost. We need to watch a movie. I was like, oh yeah, like do that. But I think we were talking while you guys were watching the movie, and he was talking, and I was saying, well, at least he has Jay to help as an example, like, dude, this guy works all the time and like such a hard
Yeah.
worker, and he's gotten so good, and like, he really didn't have too much experience before, before he really started playing baseball, but like he's pushed himself, and like you've gotten the coaches, and like he's put the effort and the work in, and he's become probably, I mean, I don't know the kids on the team, but like I'd say he's probably like top 2 on the team. Like from what you tell me, like
Oh
this
yeah.
kid is a stud, but it's because of the hard work that he's put in, that and the work ethic that you've instilled in him. And so like it's so cool that Grayson has that example in his older brother. Like it must be hard for him probably to see like, oh man, like he's still going. But like athletes and stuff, like they use that to motivate them, right? And so like, and also like you can use that in other aspects of life. It doesn't have to be sports, but it could be work or whatever it is. But it's so cool that he has like just a built-in example, who's in the room next to him, which is really cool. So that's awesome that you did that. I think that's the right way, to go about it. And it looks like it's already paying dividends. I mean, yeah, it's been 4 days, but it starts with the baby steps, dude. And like you had that conversation, and like, and I think that he realized, this feeling sucks. That like I don't want this again. He's hopefully he turns around, man. That's really cool.
Oh,
That's really cool.
this All-Star run, it's been so last year, just to give perspective, like his weakest part was batting. And that's arguably why I would have said like maybe he's not one of the best on the team. This year, like defensively, he's our first baseman. He's one of our best pitchers, if not the best pitcher, and now he's one of our best batters. Hands
Yeah,
down,
there you go, man.
average, on base, slugging, he's doing it all. He puts in the work though. Like this started a year ago when he didn't have a swing, and I had to be honest with myself too. I was looking at swing, I was like, you don't really have a swing. This is me. This is my failure as well. So let's go get you with somebody who can teach you how to swing. And so we went to Gio. He's an incredible batting coach, and now here he is. And so it was honesty on both sides, and being willing to again push your kid in that safe environment. And I think it's so important to like provide that for your kiddos. Like they're not perfect. Like anybody listens, like your kids aren't perfect. If you're sitting here and you're listening to this podcast, it's like my kid's perfect. And whenever his teacher complains to me, they're lying. And when the principal comes to me, they're lying. Whatever it is, like everybody else is lying. It's like your kid's not perfect. And that's okay. Like this is our moment as parents, like, hey, you're not perfect, but I love you. I love you despite your imperfections. I love you for who you are. And maybe we need to work on some things, but you need to know I love you and I'm not perfect. Or like I've told my son that, like, Grayson's got in trouble multiple times for certain things. And I'm like, hey, dude, I struggle with the same thing. I talk way too much. His teacher's like, he talks too much in class. I'm like, me too. That's what made me great in sales. That's what makes me great with my pool customers is I like to talk. I can talk to any customer about whatever they want to talk about. What makes me special now is what got me in trouble in school. So just know, like, I'm not happy with this. Of course, like you need to shut up. Like we need to figure it out. But
Right.
What is hurting you now is also going to really help you out, in the future.
Channel it into a different thing. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. The charisma and all that good stuff. So, but it's been really fun. I also got to say, I went to see, so many live remakes have been coming out and they're not nearly as good as the last ones. Right. So like, I think the last one was Cinderella and that bombed. Like, that's not my opinion. It just bombed. Like I didn't see it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Arwen is too young. So the one person in this house that would have made me go watch that movie was far too young. So I didn't have to go watch it. So I don't know anything about the movie. I have no idea why it bombed. I just know it bombed. But I also know that there's been others, like live action remakes that have bombed. I'll tell you which one didn't bomb, Big Z. And I've talked about it on the show before. How to Train Your Dragon.
Was it awesome?
Right. It's a great movie. It is fantastic. Okay.
Yes.
If you saw the first How to Train Your Dragon, like, I didn't know, like, where they could improve it or where they could change it and still be okay. Let me tell you something. They nailed it. I don't know how the second one goes, but with the first one, any change they made, I literally left thinking, like, I didn't know that scene could get better. And then it did. Then it got better. Nice. It was really good. It was so good. Did you see it? Well, no, you haven't seen it.
I've seen the first one. I've seen actually the first two, like the animated ones. But I was actually intrigued by the live action when I saw the trailer for theaters or on the TV at home. But I liked the first one. It was really well made. It's DreamWorks, right?
Right.
Yeah. So they don't have. I feel like Disney has so many rules, right? And so no matter what director you pull in from the outside, you have to abide by what Disney has. Like they have this bubble around, like you can only say this and you have to push this agenda, or, whatever. But DreamWorks, I don't think they're like that bound.
No.
They're just make us money. And what, like I just don't do these crazy things and you're good. And so How to Train Your Dragon, like you could tell like from the get-go, like that
Yeah, it was good.
back then, it's just a really good story, all this stuff. So I definitely agree with your sentiment. Like this probably a really well-made story. And like they didn't like divert from what the original was, I'm guessing. And they just
it's
like made it better.
literally the same movie, but
Yeah.
like where the emotional, like cartoons lack emotion. Like we know that. Like it's tough
Yes.
for cartoons to like emote that emotional consequence or the emotional reaction. Like it's tough. They can, right? Like if you spend a lot of money, right? Like a lot of money on like anybody who watches anime, they can do it. But when it comes to actual like live action, like seeing a person, like a real person, begin to tear up or begin to say a line. I won't give it away because I want you to watch it, but there's a couple, like when you watch it, you got to let me know because there's a couple moments where like they changed the line. I was like, oh my God, that was like, it almost had me tearing up, dude. It was
Nice.
incredible. It was
Nice.
so much fun to watch. It was fantastic. So that was one thing.
I'll have to go check that out for sure.
But that was like, that's what I'm holding on to. I'm like, okay, we got to go to camping. We went trailering. We took a trailer. I told you about that. That was on our last podcast. But since then, literally the one thing that I can think of that we did was that as like a family. That was like the one family thing.
And baseball games.
That we got to do because other than that, just baseball and just going there. Man, it's been so much fun. And you know what, dude? It's like it's almost hard to be like upset because you remember, like, dude, I like Grayson and Jaden, and I know there's somebody listening to this podcast, and maybe there's somebody out there that's like, this is why I don't, this is why kids are, they're gonna ruin my Saturdays. But at the end of the day, like, it flies by so quickly, right?
Yeah.
The boy, it is so much fun to watch them, and even Grayson, as he started to make the subtle change, and Jaden has made this massive change in his game. It is so much fun. Enjoy so much more. It's not even comparable. Like my greatest achievement in sports or band or whatever it was pales in comparison. Like Jaden threw a no-hitter in a game. And it was like watching him throw a no-hitter in an all-star game was like my greatest achievement. Just like my heart. I was like I was so much happier than I've ever been for myself. And it's like it's just a different experience. So for those who are sitting there, like maybe you're in it. Maybe you're in it and you're like, I don't know about this whole sports thing. Just like keep riding it because at the end of the day, it's gonna fly by. It's really gonna fly by.
Man, sports. I'm just getting my foot wet, or my toes wet when it comes to the sports with like t-ball. Like nothing nearly as serious as what's going on right now because Oliver's so young. But like even parents with kids. I have a toddler and a 3-month-old, and you can still feel like you're going through it. And so like you just have to like find like the small wins. And we were at another family event and it was like this big carnival last week and we were just out and I ran into one of Haley's parents' friends, Brian, really cool guy, super funny. Him and I were just chatting up for like 30 minutes and he's like, his kids are all older and grown now and he has grandkids, but he was like, Zach, like sometimes, dude, it is not fun where you're at. Like there are times where it is hell, but remember like that train is just going by. One day that train just went by and it's gone. And like, you need to remember like those little moments because like you'll miss them. And that was Thursday. And I remember Friday night, Oliver's just, he's very active. He just doesn't stop. And a lot of times during dinner, he gets up, he comes back to the seat and he just gets up, comes back to the seat. And it's just like, okay. But Friday night, this guy, he just sat down and he was just talking with us, like asking us questions about our day and like talking about school and just talking about all this stuff. Like he was an adult, like he had just matured, like something clicked overnight. And like, he just took like this developmental leap. And it was just like so cool. Haley and I, when he went to bed after we were like, that was really fun tonight. Like we were just like talking with Oliver as if he was one of us, as if he was an adult. It was just really cool. And I was like, this is such a cool moment. It's just a small wins, right? And so like whether it's a no hitter or whether you just have like an actual conversation with your child, it's just really cool. So you just have to take the time to take a step back and just breathe and realize like these things are always happening around us. We just
Right.
have to realize it, and just let it, it just helps you keep on going. It's so, yes, it is tough, but there's so many good little moments that happen
Right.
during those tough times. So yeah, man, it's not no hitter, but it was cool.
Hey, no, that's you don't, dude. I've also had this All Star season was like the first time ever that like if Jaden gets to choose, especially Jay, like he's rolling with that. Like he wants to be with me, and like dude, he like we get to games and he's gone. Like he doesn't wait for me anymore. I'm like, dude, what the heck? We used to walk to all your games together, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like, my friends are here, Dad. I'm gonna go meet them. And I'm like, I'm coaching you. I'm going to the same spot. Like I'm
Yeah.
going. He's
We're
like,
seeing the same kids.
he's like, I'm not waiting for you. I'm like, okay, well that breaks my heart slightly, but whatever, dude. I'm not wounded or anything.
Yeah.
but
I know.
but he does it. So he's having a blast, dude. And we're having fun. They've been watching a bunch of Dodger highlights on YouTube. That's been fun.
Yeah.
They're
That's
both like
sick.
watching when we miss a Dodger game. They are now in the, like I thought I was insane. So it's possible like all of us are insane. Like it's possible that I've just raised them to be insane because now when we miss games, they're like, Dad, do you think the highlights are on YouTube? And we just go like watch the highlights on YouTube. Win or loss, doesn't matter. We're just like in misery
Nice.
watching the Dodgers get kicked in. And then, the next game we're like, yeah, see, like the highs and lows of the season. But it's just one of those things, man. But
Yeah.
the kids are a blast, dude. And Danielle's been
Yeah.
good. She's been killing it. She's absolutely loving staying home. She's not stressed about going back to work next year at the moment. And so I've
That's
been
good,
taking
man.
on more pools. I've been answering calls again. So that's been good. I didn't realize how
Nice.
many calls I was ignoring until I literally added on 3 pools in a week. And I was like, wow, I can't have that many more. I'm only looking for 15. So that's only 5 weeks of this. I have an entire summer to go. So let's be a little bit more
Nice.
picky. So some of my worst customers are in trouble. They have no idea, but they are in trouble because if I keep adding this simplistic of pools for more, because the pricing has gone up, right? Since I haven't priced pools really in the last 2 years, maybe like a year, and so but
Yeah.
the price has gone up, and so I'm like adding these customers on. I'm like, hey, what do you think about like this price? And they're like, yeah, it sounds super fair. And I'm like, your pool is so much
Okay.
easier than
Awesome.
this other pool that I have. They're in so much trouble. So I did
Yeah.
some price increases on that front too. I was like, hey, just so you guys know, this is your new price. I'm like, yeah, no, that sounds super fair. I'm like, oh, great. Well, okay. I was kind of hoping you'd leave, but here we are. So it is what it is. But,
It's good,
anything else
man.
about Big Z? Give me one more fun thing before we move on. Before we talk about, we're going to talk about sports because that's what we do. Give me one more fun
Yeah.
thing. One more fun
One more fun
thing. Come
thing.
on. Fun thing. Fun
One
stats,
more
fun thing.
fun thing.
Besides the fact that your beard
Man.
is significantly thicker
Is
than
it?
the
I
last
know.
time.
I gotta trim it. It's not good.
It looks great. Don't
It
ever
makes me
trim it. Look
look
at it.
a little
You're so
chubby.
manly.
A little
I'm so
chubby.
jealous.
I constantly see more gray hairs every single day though in my beard. So I don't know if that's a
That
good or
means
bad
wisdom,
thing.
Big Z. That means
Yeah,
wisdom. That
sure.
means you look wisdomly. I forgot.
Sure. Wisdom. Yes, I'll go with that. Cool fun fact, Oliver, he has been T-ball's over,
All
but
right.
he still asked me to go take him in the back every day, and not every day, probably every other day, to like pitch to him, like just soft toss. And so I was like, that's cool. Like he's still loving it, which it's been really fun, and he's just continuing to get better. So that's been really cool. But yeah, man, just like I haven't ever been in like a moment in my life where until now where I just love to have a baseball game on like in the background, and it just becomes white noise to me. Like I don't know, there's just so many things in like my mind, and it's like yours too. Like you just have to like budget, like you're budgeting your time, and there's just no more bandwidth sometimes. And sometimes I'm just like, I have to turn something on like this baseball game because like that's the only thing that will make me just, you know, and
Okay.
it just feels so nice. It feels so nice. Like I don't even care what Dodgers aren't on at 4 o'clock in the or 5 o'clock in the evening most of the time, and so it's just so nice to have a game on, and it relaxes me mentally, and it just like helps me keep going sometimes, you know. So
been,
that's where I'm at right now.
you've always been a very chill individual, by the way. Like white hairs. I mean, just look, if you're on YouTube right here, just check these bad boys out. There's white hairs all up in this baby. Wisdom.
Yeah, they're throughout.
Listen, I still get carded, believe it or not. I don't know. Like I go to like staters. I'm like, I look 40 easily. I'm not 40.
Well,
but
nowadays they
at,
have to. They just have to.
look at these wrinkles, man. Like it's like, come on, dude. Like this is. I got 3 kids. What do you want from me, dude? Just give me my beer and let me leave. Here's the thing. We were talking about
Baseball,
I just lost
white
it.
noise on the TV.
Baseball, white noise. There it is. So this is where, like, hey, if you're out there and you got a friend who like constantly says no to video games nowadays, it's not because they're lame. Okay, I love playing video games. Here's the thing, Big Z, like you just said, sometimes I have no more mental bandwidth.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No.
I feel so bad for Mitchie and Jeff. Like, they will hit me up and they'll be like, hey, this game, that game, we're buying this one. And I'm like, dude, at the end of, like, especially right now,
Yeah.
if I finally get a night to do nothing, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not dude. Look, full disclosure, people, we got on this podcast without any semblance of a game plan. So let's just do it. We finally have time. Let's do it. Let's just talk to each other and hang out and just let the people into our lives, because that's where we're at. And like, the last thing I want to do is get stressed out by a show or a game. I started watching The Office again. I'm on like my 1700th time because there's no surprises. I get to laugh at the same dumb jokes. I don't have to worry if I missed anything. There's zero issue if I did like happen to like look away, or Arwen comes in and is like, Dad, I need your attention right now, and throws a book at my head. There's zero worry because I'm not missing anything. It's literally just, I know everything that's happening. I know everything that's going to happen, so we're totally fine. No big deal.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
All that to say that moving right along, we do have some congratulations. It's been that long, and we will be back with you next weekend. We will be here next week at some point. We're gonna make it happen for you guys. So we have some congratulations, even though it's been a while. Obviously, first and foremost, congrats to your Panthers, Big Z. They ran it back to back champs.
6 games this time, not 7. And it just makes you so happy, doesn't it, to see Connor McDavid and Draisaitl and that whole Oiler fan base. They're so sad.
You know, it's one of those things that, as Kings fans, like, it's, you know, when we lost, it was like, oh, the Oilers, this is their year. I'm like, no, it's not. Because it's not, right? Like,
they were worse. They were worse this year than last year.
Kings are just bad. Like, I've said it before. Like, I love the Kings. They're my team, but like, we're bad. You got me 2 Stanley Cups. Like, no way. I may never see it again. I'm convinced. I may never see it again. Which is fine. They gave me 2, so I'm like, whatever. But yeah, watching the Oilers, I was 100% rooting for the Panthers.
And
great job.
They outplayed them, I think, all the games in the series, bro.
It should have been 5.
The games that the Oilers won.
5.
Yeah.
I called it in 5, and it should have been 5. That game, I think it was game. Shoot, I forget. I think it was game 3. It was game 3. They were winning the whole time, and then the Oilers stole it in overtime. Yeah. It was like, stop. Come on. They're such a better team. Yeah. And then literally the Panthers went to, it was game 3, because then the Panthers went in game 4 to the 2 Oilers and Edmonton. I wanted to say Vancouver's like, that's not right. Edmonton. And all the Oilers fans hate me even more because they just compare them to the Canucks. But
let them hate.
And so, like, watching, and then they like went back and like dominated them I was like, all right, well, they're the better team.
Yeah, this is.
And that last game was like,
it's cool. It's cool.
If you're Connor McDavid, I feel like I respect him wanting to stay and win the ship.
No, this is in the NBA, dude. He's not stooping down to the NBA level. He's not being Kevin Durant. Okay,
I don't think he will leave. To be clear, but if I'm sitting there and I'm Connor McDavid, I'm like, what do we have to do? Who do we have to get? What do I need to do to get help or to get somebody who can do this?
You just have to beat. You have to have someone in the East beat the Panthers.
No, what they need is a new goaltender, right? Like Skinner and
Skinner,
their backup goaltender who played a few games. Like that. That's part of the problem. Anytime you need to switch your goaltenders for like multiple extended period like games, you're not going to win the Stanley Cup. It's just not going to happen. And so
but he did so well throughout the playoffs, though. That's the thing.
Skinner? Well, they rotated him, right? So against the Kings, yes. So against the Kings, it was Skinner, and then his backup won the series, and the next series was the backup, and the series after that they switched back and forth, and then in the finals it was Skinner, and they tried not to switch him, and then they lost. So you got to go get a guy who's not going to switch. That's the biggest thing. If you're Connor McDavid, that's probably the one thing I'd ask for. But hey, shout out to the Oilers. They made it further than the Kings. They made it farthest in the West. Best team in the West, just not enough for the Panthers. To be fair, I don't think any team that came out of the West after watching how the Panthers dismantled them would have beaten them because the Oilers handled the Stars with relative ease. They look great in every series. I honestly think the best series they had in the West was the Kings before they got to the Stanley Cup. And so kudos to them on a great run. Panthers, obviously, I mean, any sport, especially with the NHL, it's so rare to repeat. It's so rare. So well done.
Florida dominates the NHL, dude. Like, it was the Lightning the prior 2 years, right? And
there's no ice in Florida. There's not ice. It's not icy
so weird. It's so funny. It's so like the opposite of Canada. But hey, man,
it's about you. Honestly, couldn't find a more like, just like, is there more of a different town than Florida? Like, I don't like maybe Texas.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
But even in Texas, though, I guess knows some parts of it. So
I'm picturing like Cool Runnings. I'm picturing Jamaica going in Cool Runnings to the bobsled competition, practicing on dirt. Like, is that what Florida's doing? Are they just like in rollerblades on dirt? And then that's why they're such good skaters. Like, if you can dodge rocks, you can dodge a puck.
Right.
I don't know.
That's right.
Like,
I don't know.
Hey, we're gonna put you out on this dirt field with rocks and boulders, and if you skate here, you can skate anywhere. We're gonna win it all, dude.
Got it.
It's like skating in sand. They're just like four-wheeling in sand. Oh gosh, that's their secret. We just uncovered their secret. They somehow skate in sand.
There you go. Dang it, they're gonna come for us now.
If you can slap shot or you can wrist shot in sand, nobody's stopping.
Boom. Nobody's stopping you, dude. Yeah,
nobody's stopping you. It's like Tom Brady, unstoppable. He won like I saw him like giving the little Manning brother a piggyback ride. I don't even know what that event was, but he won some event.
Oh yeah.
Ripped Manning's jersey. He had a big week, Tom Brady, dude. I don't even want to bring him up, but what did Jeff Bezos winning? Apparently chatting up Sydney Sweeney.
Yes, Tom Brady. I saw that. That was the news of the wedding.
The GOAT.
Everyone was there, man. Everyone was there.
Oh, you had to fly a private plane there.
Besides us, we weren't there. We weren't invited.
Not there.
No.
I don't know what I don't know what to do with a private plane. Full disclosure, I wouldn't know what to do with a private plane. If you invited me on a private plane, I'd look like an idiot because I would not know.
I would not know
any of the.
Can I walk here? Can I
sit here? Or is this like open? It's open seating. Well, I'd look like an idiot. Right from
what's
the
open
time
seating?
When I walk onto a plane, I'm looking for like row M. That just to give you perspective on my economy status. Like I'm looking for row M. I'm not in C. I'm certainly not A. I'm like row M, right? Like I'm in the middle of the alphabet. Preferably aisle, just because I like to be able to stretch out.
Well, I have to have aisle for sure. For me,
you gotta have aisle. Well, you're tall.
To have an aisle.
You're tall.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm in the same section, row M to row up.
Not too far back though, because then you're close to the toilet, and that,
well, that's just the worst. That's the worst.
When that door opens, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, now I have to deal with this smell, and I'm moving, and I can't see where I'm going. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just the life, dude.
If you have a private plane, all I'm gonna say, if you have a private plane, like comment on this video, like let us know.
Invite us, dude.
Invite us on your private plane.
We do a live on there. Like we're here. We look like fools for you. It's all good.
We would actually do it.
Promote your private plane.
Oh, man. And then what else? Oklahoma City. The Thunder.
We were so close to getting that right. We were so close. 7 games. We said Pacers in 7. But Halliburton got hurt. He ruptured his Achilles. And that was it. But hey, look. The ratings sucked. But it was the best basketball played in the finals in a long time. Basketball person, it was really fundamentally sound basketball, and it was really fun to watch. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the games. I know it's not big markets, but at least as a basketball guy, I definitely enjoyed watching it.
Let me be clear. I enjoyed every minute of basketball leading up to the finals. I did not get to watch a second of any of the finals because of baseball. Just full disclosure, I didn't get to watch any of it, but I loved the basketball leading up to it. I loved Halliburton's story. I loved that he was like underrated. I did think it was a little bit funny that Adam Silver, came out and was like, well, if the NFL had two small market teams in their Super Bowl, they'd love it. And then he referenced the Green Bay and the Steelers. And I was like, those aren't small markets. The NFL is a little bit different. Those are not small market. Like you're looking for like maybe like
those are iconic franchises,
right.
yeah.
Well, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was like bad. I was like, dude, like go with like if you said like the Panthers and I don't know, the Titans. Like I was trying to like come up with like sort of like the Chargers made like the Chargers and who or like I was trying to come up with an organization, but
right.
It was just funny.
Like, to the oldest franchises, most iconic franchises ever.
He's like if the NFL had two small market teams like the Packers and the Steelers, like oh boy, that would be like if the Steelers met the Packers in the Super Bowl, this would be like Lakers Celtics. Like that's what like this. Right. Everyone would tune in. And those of us who aren't fans would tune in because like they used to hate each other. This is like one of the most storied two of the most storied teams on the planet. I think, you'd have to go like I think the worst Super Bowl ratings recently was like the Rams and the Patriots, I think.
Yes.
Most recently because it was like 3-0 or something.
It was terrible. Yeah.
That was when I knew
still, still crushed any other sports ratings.
It was like 30 million. Yeah, it wasn't close in the game. It wasn't close. Baseball dreams of that. Even with the Yankees, Dodgers, I think they eclipsed 20 million, but it still wasn't 30. So, it is what it is. All that to say, grass to the Thunder. They did great. I think that, they have really good players over there. And I think SGA, like a lot of people hate on that kid, but he's really fast. He's really, really fast. And he can draw a foul anytime he wants. And that's, like you can hate him for that, but I mean, if you have that good of footwork, because there's not like a secret, right? Like everybody sees the same footwork night in and night out. Like everybody can do the same drills and do the same everybody can do that. But when his ability to make you be in the wrong spot, this is like akin to, and they don't get as much hate for it, but this is like akin to a running back, right? Like when you see a running back who's not getting hit hard, that's like super frustrating. Like Saquon Barkley last year, never got hit hard. It's like you can hate on that, or you can say like, dude, this guy is just working so much on his footwork and so much on the minuscule detail of the game. You just have to appreciate that. That's exactly how I felt about SGA. Shout outs to him. Great job. I really wish Halliburton didn't get hurt because I do think they could have really broken the record with that game 7 down to the wire. Like I think a lot of people were tuned in. So ultimately it was sort of lost to the NBA. But again, I agree. I enjoyed the playoffs leading up. I thought the Knicks going that far was great. I'm hoping the Lakers can do a little bit more with their new ownership group. I think they will. I think they will do more. It's a great organization.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the brand of basketball in the playoffs is so much better than the regular season. You have players actually try. They're not sitting out every other night. It's just a more physical game compared to the regular season. The refs are, they swallow their whistles a lot more. The game actually flows more. So playoff basketball is, night and day compared to regular season.
It's like hockey.
It's definitely fun to watch.
It's like hockey. And like anybody who hates on like the regular season, like NHL is not, there's nowhere near as many hits during the regular season.
True,
but they still can play. They still
they still play every night too.
Yeah. And if you do start diving, this is the other nice built thing in like NHL is like if you take dives, people are going to fight you. So it's like
right. Yes.
Do you want to get a
tougher sport than NBA? Yeah, but
it's like they're discussing like shortening the season. I'm like, don't shorten the season. Come on, NBA, play your games.
Yeah,
you're gonna be fine.
Don't shorten.
Calf strain to me means you need to work on some calf raises, bro. You hit the calf raises, hit the squats, hit the split leg lunges.
Yeah. Come on.
Figure it out, man.
Figure it out. Got money, get a trainer. Like LeBron. Like LeBron. I do not like LeBron, but LeBron has invested money in time into his body, and it shows. 23 years, come on. Not any really big injuries. That's not by accident. So
I think that to me is what NBA and professional athletes need to understand is like when you look at some of these guys, it's not by accident, right? Like Tom Brady played until he's 43. It's not by accident, right? Some guys want to have fun and do their thing on the offseason. Some guys are Aaron Donald. Still just beating guys in retirement workouts who are live in the league for no reason. There's zero reason for Aaron Donald to work this hard other than when he comes out of retirement this year to help the Rams win the Super Bowl. I'm still holding on hope. Big Z, shh. I know you don't believe that, shh. But he's going to do it. He's going to come and help us.
Sure.
He's going to help. He's going to come and help us, Big Z. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Dude, I have to say, Colin Cowherd, I want to give him his flowers when he actually makes me think. I want to ask you a question that's totally off cuff.
Okay.
I didn't warn you about this. Curveball of the night. Colin Cowherd said, okay, when LeBron and Steph retire, Caitlin Clark is going to be the biggest star in basketball. Do you agree, or do you think there's somebody on the rise that could match her stardom? Right? Like, I got to give the guy his flowers. That's a good point. Like, it makes you think.
It does make you think. The only rebuttal I would say to that is that will the WNBA allow Caitlin Clark to lead their league? Because as of now, they still don't.
Yeah.
And the media does a pretty good job of, like, ESPN, highlights her. But will the league, will the players, will the executives at the top, will they let her be the star that she is? And I think that there's a lot of weird chatter going on around her still. Like, I don't understand why a lot of people still don't think that she is the best player in the league. And she may not be the best player in the league, but she's the most exciting player in the league. She's still young. One day she will be the best player in the league. And I don't think it'll be even close. That's the thing. If the league will uplift her, I think that it's true. And then the NBA does have a problem because there's so much star power in so many different organizations now, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But the way that Adam Silver has aligned his CBA, there's just parity. Adam Silver has ran the league for 14 years, has been 9 champions. David Stern, the prior commissioner, ran the league for 32 years. There was only 8 champions. So that says something about the way Adam Silver is running his league, which is, again, it's not negative or a positive. Like, you can think about whatever you want. But that just means that there's stardom throughout the league. I think the WNBA doesn't necessarily have that too much. Caitlin Clark definitely could be the LeBron or the Steph. So that was a long-winded answer, but I think the league just needs to embrace her more.
100%. I agree wholeheartedly. I think the biggest thing with Clark is she's a gift to the WNBA. Just appreciate it on some level. Whether you think she's the best, whether she's not the best, the fact remains when she got injured, their ratings plummeted by like 50 or 100%, whatever it was. Like, I don't even remember. But the ratings plummeted. So embrace her. She is the face of your league.
Right.
This would be akin to the, like, and there was hate. There was a lot of hate for Steph. And then eventually it was undeniable. The league was like, this is the face of our league. Like, just put him on the cereal boxes, put him wherever. A lot of people don't like Patrick Mahomes. They say he sounds like Kermit the Frog. He's the face of the league. Embrace the guy who's the face of your league. Embrace it. Whether you like him or not, embrace it. Put him everywhere. Show him everywhere. Show her everywhere. Because right now, I do agree. I think the WNBA has a potential to take a massive step forward if they do embrace her. But I will say there are guys coming up, SGA, Cooper Flagg. Who knows what these guys are going to be.
Right.
Luka is working out constantly.
In LA, yeah.
Anthony Edwards, there's a whole – he just seems like, people are quick to forget that it took Kobe a few years. It took Michael a few years. It took LeBron a few years. Anthony Edwards is still young. He's still got time. So could he be the next face of the league? We don't know. It's going to be fun. Big Z, this has been fun. We finally got back. We finally are giving people an episode. Say bye.
You guys have a great week, a great summer. Enjoy it. It's finally here. We will get back to you guys. We're getting back on YouTube and Instagram a little bit this week, and we'll just keep giving these videos to you guys. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for the support all the time. Appreciate it.
Have a great day, great weekend, great week, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell your friends, tell your family our Brevity Sports. Again, we will be back. Brevity Dads, Brevity Sports, Brevity Dads, I think it is now. We will be back. We love you. Thanks so much for listening, and we will talk to you very soon.